like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your top 10 men's WWE wrestlers in 2023. In fact, no, we're not going to do a top 10. We're going to do a top 5. It's just easier. It's better for you lot. It's better watching. It's easier watching. I'm sure you lot don't want to hear me talk about this for too long. But yeah, so here's your top 5 WWE men's wrestlers in 2023 for me personally. Some honorable mentions here is obviously Sami Zayn. We've got to put him in there. Part of the bloodline, part of the bloodline. Won the title in the first night of the main event at WrestleMania, the tag team titles. Since then, he's been doing his thing there with Cody, Jey Uso, and Seth. So we have to put him in there. Then I'm going to say Jey Uso, yeet. He's been doing his thing. He was one half of the tag team champions, the longest reigning ever, the Usos. Obviously, they lost at the first night of the main event in WrestleMania, and he's been doing his thing ever since, so I have to put him in there. I'm also going to say Damian Priest as well, because Damian Priest has been doing pretty well. His senior Money in the Bank, hasn't used it yet, but I'm sure he's going to use it at some point on somebody. So yeah, I'm going to give it to them lot. I'm going to have to put in there, like it or not, I'm going to give an honourable mention to Logan Paul. I'm going to have to give him an honourable mention. He's the United States champion right now. He's putting it out the bag. His matches are great. He's doing really well. We have to give him his props, whether you like it or you don't. I have to put him in there. Right, so my number 5 wrestler on this list is Drew McIntyre. Now, I have to give it to Drew McIntyre. He's been literally, if you look at his win-loss record this year, this guy wins. This guy, he wins. If you're facing him on Raw, he's beating you. He hardly loses on Raw. Okay, so this guy always wins. He only has been losing recently to obviously Seth for a world title match. Obviously, if he faces Roman, he ain't gonna win that. But usually he wins. He did lose at Survivor Series within the team, but just usually, as you're watching week in, week out, he's always winning. He's always dominant. He's always a top contender. He's always a top contender. You can always give this guy a title shot at any time, and he'll put it out a great match. So that's my number 5. Number 4, I'm going to say it's Gunther, for sure. Longest reigning intercontinental champion ever. I don't think he's ever lost. Not on Raw, he's never lost. I've never seen him get pinned or anything. He still hasn't been pinned. Still holding the IC Championship. The longest reigning IC champion, I should say, in WWE history, far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong. And obviously he beat The Miz recently, and he's just been beating everybody. So that's my number 4. He has to be in the list. Number 3, I'm going to say Cody Rhodes. Whether you agree with me or not, I'm going to say Cody Rhodes, because he's another guy he's on a long win streak. He beats everybody. He's just been winning constantly. And he's besides Drew and some of the other guys, I'm going to say, he has beaten Brock Lesnar as well. He beat Brock Lesnar, the Beast. That's a massive feather in your cap. That's like a winning a world title to me, of beating Brock Lesnar. And obviously he's been beating people week in, week out as well. He's doing well. So he's definitely up there for me, is Cody Rhodes. That's for me. But number 2 ranked for me is Seth freaking Rollins. He's number 2 for me. Obviously, he's the world champion, active world champion. He's wrestling week in, week out. He defended it the other week against Jey. He defended it the other week against Sami Zayn. He defended it at Crown Jewel versus Drew McIntyre. He was in the Survivor Series match. He's there week in, week out. One of the most active wrestlers. He's one of the best to do it, period. He should be going now in the Hall of Fame. One of the best to do it, period, for sure, is Seth Rollins. World champion, defends against anybody, any place, any time, even with a damaged back. So we have to give it to Seth Rollins. But the number 1 ranked wrestler to me, whether you like it, you hate it, you agree, you don't agree, we have to give it to Roman Reigns. I have to. How can I not give it to Roman Reigns? Just tell me in the comments how I could not give it to Roman Reigns. He's now on a 1,200 and I think it's 4 days now, or 4 or 5 days reign. That's second, but that's behind, I think he's now 3rd or 4th, but I know it's behind Hulk Hogan's. I think that's the next one he will hit. I think he's on like 1,400 days, something like that anyway. But yeah, what do I say? Head of the table, beating everybody, defending against everybody. We can go through a little bit of the list. Obviously, Brock Lesnar multiple times, Drew McIntyre as well, Jey Uso, just Sami Zayn, KO, the triple threat match, Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him at that point, Edge as well, he was in the match. He's faced everybody. Demon Finn Balor. He's just beating everybody. He did face Seth, but he didn't beat Seth. No one wins. So yeah, and LA Knight recently as well. I should say that as well. But yeah, we have to give it to Roman Reigns. The undefeated at the moment. Well, he's not been defeated for his title in we're going on 3 or 4 years now. Like I said, currently on a 1,205-day reign. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. He's never there. He doesn't defend his title. I understand that. I do understand that. But taking everything into consideration, he's beating everybody. He's got a long litany of victims who he's pinned. I know I know his wins are questionable. I agree, but he's still the number one. 1,000 plus days. Come on now, we have to give it to Roman Reigns. So that is my top 5 WWE wrestlers of 2023. And yes, like it or hate it, your tribal chief, your head of the table is at number 1. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you agree or you disagree. Thanks a lot.